now listening to a Residues Media production. Comic Residue.
You have now reached your destination.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Residues podcast.
Welcome.
Hello.
We are the Residues. We are coming with you some content, man.
Yeah.
Coming at you live.
Live and direct on this Wednesday afternoon.
So,
Wednesday morning.
Wednesday morning.
yesterday, some guy came into my work, and this is a true story, 100% true story, hand to God. Came into my work, and he said, I would like to buy some edibles or tinctures, right? So I got him some gummies, and he was like, my doctor told me I can't smoke weed because it'll irritate my lungs. And he's like, but what's the kindest weed you have here, joint-wise? And I was like, and I was real with him. I was like, if your doctor said you shouldn't be smoking, man, I wouldn't recommend a joint because you're smoking paper.
Right.
Along with your weed. I wouldn't recommend a bong because you're going to be smoking a lighter with your weed. Or you're going to be taking too big of a rips and you'll die. So I told him, you know what? Go to a smoke shop and ask for an herbal vaporizer.
Ooh.
Because that might be your best choice.
Like a PAX.
Exactly. Or something cheaper than a PAX. You know what I mean? Because there's cheaper alternatives.
You know what, though? If you're in Medford, if you're in the Medford area, a lot of these dispensaries will give out a 25% discount to Sky High.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hell yeah.
If you give a purchase. So then you can go to Sky High and buy a $200 PAX that does the flower as well. And you'll get a good amount off. And then sometimes they already have like a percentage off, and you put that on top of it, and they'll honor it.
Which brings us to our first topic. What is the best way to smoke weed, man?
Or the safest
Or
as well.
the safest, the healthiest, I guess you say.
Safest, best way to smoke the ganja.
What do you guys think? Oopsies. I think vaping it's the safest way because you're not using a lighter. You can literally cook it at the exact temperature you want it to on most devices. You ixnay the lighter, you ixnay the heat from the ash because this can burn you. This can burn your skin off. You know what I'm saying? But what do you guys think? Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know. I don't know if I agree. Just because we don't know the long-term effects of vaping. And even if you're vaping nicotine or vaping marijuana, you're still vaping. Like there's still very similar chemicals going in there.
Oh, I'm talking about like his volcano.
Oh, the volcano.
Yeah, that's vaping. When you ask for a really cheap herb vape pen, they'll direct you in the right direction, man.
I thought you were talking about like an actual like vape pen.
Oh, with like the liquids and stuff.
Because that's what a vape pen is.
There's many vapes. There's many a vape pen. I should have been pre-testing.
That's a good point.
I should have.
Problem in your back doesn't really matter anymore. Now you're filled with anxiety and all this other
they have
stuff.
so many like tinctures and things out there that are coconut oil based. On the box it'll say MTC. That's how you know it's made with coconut oil, and that coconut oil is what makes it topical.
But when you're looking for something to really deep and penetrate that body, go for tinctures, man. Yes, the topicals are great, but it's more for the external. If you're looking for something to penetrate your motherfucking joints deep within, tinctures, baby. That's the way to go. That's the future of medicinal cannabis, I believe. Either that or pills, honestly.
Yeah, weed pills.
Weed pills, baby. We sell weed pills. I don't know if you sell weed. Every place sells weed pills.
You can get THC capsules.
But you totally can.
So it's really about how they grow it at that point. How did they use everything organically? Because
did they care for it?
In Colorado, one of my first jobs was working at a part-time temp agency, a hemp temp agency.
Yeah.
And all we were doing was lollipopping nugs off of stems.
Yeah.
And throwing it right into the process. But the problem was that they were telling people / you could tell that they're using pesticides.
Yeah.
Because it was outdoor grown weed.
Yeah.
And they're like, first of all, don't steal our weed. Second of all, if you do, don't smoke this.
They were treating it like
Don't smoke it.
potatoes.
But like what? Their process might have had where they were able to take that out, but in Colorado, for recreational, which what we were making, there's very slim rules on that. So when it comes to medical, if you're actually getting medical, that's probably one of the safer weeds to actually go for too, because recreational weed, there's less of a restrictions. There's less restrictions on growing.
And you know what, man? There's less restrictions on hemp in general. I've spoken to multiple hemp farmers, and let me tell you what, man. They tell me that they treat the marijuana like potatoes and fucking like carrots, man. They toss that shit around. They don't give a fuck about it. And like they literally harvest it like potatoes. They just, like DJ said.
I would love to smoke like a really nice indoor CBD flower.
Yeah. Hold on, I wanna smoke some of this gin.
But so it's COVID.
Yeah.
We're still smack dab like in the middle of it, like it's
100%.
It's not going away anytime soon. And we're all sitting here kind of like hypocrites, but what I will say before we get started is that all of us have been vaccinated for a while.
Yeah.
And we wear masks at our places of work and when we go out and things like that. Anyway, moving on.
No, not moving on. When I'm at work and I ask people to wear their mask, I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm a terrible person. But when like a redneck comes up to me and he looks at me and he's like, I'm vaccinated. Like deep down in my heart, I truly ask myself, are you? Are you vaccinated? I don't believe you. I don't put the fucking mask on. I don't believe you. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe because we're in Oregon. There's way more liberals than rednecks for sure. But they're all
not
redneck.
in this area.
Here's the thing.
This specific area of Oregon is very Republican and conservative
but here's
and racist.
Here's the thing. Oh, I don't even know how to phrase this sentence. Not all rednecks are
Built the same.
Republican.
That's
No.
very true.
But all
Rednecks are
all
so fun to hang out with.
Republicans are rednecks. Does that make sense?
Is that kind of like how not all squares are rectangles, but all rectangles are squares?
Exactly.
I still don't understand that either, but I guess if other people say it makes sense.
No, it doesn't
Then
make
yes.
sense to me.
No,
I would
it
say
would be
that
a square is a type
my
of
my
rectangle.
brother is I mean we came from the same parents, but he came out clearly darker than me,
Yeah.
and he has to deal with those repercussions.
He lives Kansas still, right?
Yeah, and he's a redneck, bro. He's like I love him,
Such
man.
a heavy sigh.
It's a good redneck though, because black rednecks who are still down for the cause are also just fun. They like to go out shooting and get trucks muddy, but you don't have to hear the racist shit in the background.
They're all the fun minus the racism.
Yeah,
exactly.
all the fun minus the racism.
They're all the fun, and then you don't see them waving the Confederate flag.
I got a couple of buddies who are
You know what I mean?
rednecks and black. Like some black homies that are like, I want to become a police officer. I'm like, you do it, but if you pull me over, just remember, I'm gonna call you out. I'm like, bro, you're looking at your partner like, yeah, you know Justin here? How long you known Justin for? Yeah. Or Herbert, like fucking shit.
Which brings us to our next topic. How do you guys feel about the police?
How do I feel about the police? I have very mixed feelings, you know.
Awesome. Cool. Next subject.
if we're really wanting to touch on this is what I would say.
What would you say?
So here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Here's the thing.
Every police officer is a human being.
Yeah.
And they're human beings with their own stories and their own struggles and whatnot, and they could be a really nice person. However, if you are a police officer, you work for a corrupt system. You work for a corrupt system that has corrupt morals and corrupt values and has imprisoned so many people wrongfully. And unfortunately, you cannot be seen as an individual when the whole is that bad. So that is why ACAB is all cops are bastards. It doesn't matter if you're a nice person, you're still a bastard because you're a cop.
Right.
I guess you're trying to say is that all police officers are human beings, but not all human beings are police officers. Which is
if that's what you want to take away from what I just said, then sure.
I'm gonna take it away. I'll bring it right back, and I'm gonna show it to you. So what's up? Anyways, I'm fucking blazed.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna get more. I
What-
wish we had more indica.
What is a so the other stuff we were gonna talk about was smoking with friends during COVID. You guys are clearly a couple, so you guys don't really take that into accountability because you're already exchanging body fluids anyway.
Oh my god.
Didn't come out the greatest way, but good thing we're 21 and up here.
What else would you put up your butthole? I'm just kidding.
Well,
That was episode 11, not 12.
Is this episode 12? Are you serious?
That's what you called it?
I thought that you asked
you
me.
threw out a random ass number.
Yeah.
People are gonna count to 6.
I could have
There's
said
12? There's hidden
I
ones.
could have said 69.
Yeah.
Anyways,
And they would have to believe us. That'll be the thing. It's the lost tapes.
Remember,
like,
like,
what happened to the tapes, like, from,
Yeah.
like, 8 to 1?
yeah,
I have them.
light it up. Okay.
So, anyways, the
Yeah.
safest way to smoke with friends during COVID.
To not smoke with friends during COVID. Truthfully,
Yeah.
even though we're doing that.
Snapchat with them, screen,
And here's the thing is like, so I have like one friend, and we've like, it's been a long time, so we hung out a lot. But recently she did have a COVID scare, and straight up she's like, we can't hang out, I'm quarantining.
Yeah.
And then that was the first time we FaceTimed for like smoke sessions. It works. It's great. You still get to
He's
talk
dropping
with.
my weed like all over the place when you like having it in your hand. Like, you're great. I just okay. I'm sorry. It's just, I don't know what you're doing. I'm sorry.
I'm even more sad that you said I have one friend. That was very depressing.
I have more than one friend.
Good.
I just only talk to one friend.
Okay.
Yeah, she has a lot of friends. She's always like, I have no friends, and then it's like, who's coming to your birthday party? Oh, like 18 people. It's like what the fuck do you mean you have no friends? You have so many people that would love to talk to you and hang out with you. You're the asshole who doesn't want to hang out with them, and then you pity yourself.
Anyway, going back to
Sorry.
FaceTime smoking with your friends, it's really fun. And also, what I liked most about it is that you get to get blazed as shit and then not have to worry about dying on the way home. Because you're already home.
Yeah, that's actually a good point.
Yeah.
It's a good point.
And here's the thing about it, though. Like, for real, I don't know what topic to talk about, but, like, maybe we talk about fucking multimedia content group. The Residudes. Oh, shit, the Residudes. Yeah.
It's just some cool people.
Yeah, man. We're going to make some content right after this video. I'm going to lay down some tracks with some recordings and maybe even go to a cool spot and like record there.
So smoky outside.
I know.
So smoky.
There is no location shooting happening, and probably until the fall.
Sad.
It's so
Super
true.
sad.
Well, we'll have to make do.
So the FaceTiming. Do the jokes still hit the same?
Honestly, yeah. Like, I mean, we were just laughing and chilling. It could be that we've been, like, friends for, like, a while. But, I mean, you don't have to share your weed with other people.
That's a good point, too.
Yeah, DJ smokes all my weed sometimes. It's cool.
I call bullshit.
Which button are you gonna hit, DJ?
I don't know. I gave up. It's a landmine sometimes in here. It's a
Fuck,
landmine
dude.
in
We
here.
need to go. Oh, fuck, it's so smoky. We can't do anything. Fuck, dude. Never mind.
Sadly, it's been clearing out later, like right around nighttime. But today, I was driving, I couldn't see some of the hills.
No,
And,
the air quality, though, has been consistently bad. At, like, 150 or above.
Man,
Straight up, dude. And you should post our phone number. We're gonna be posting our phone number online.
it's in the comments.
It's in the comments. You can call us. Call us live if you want to swipe
Tell us what's your opinion on the safest way
Yeah.
to consume cannabis.
I feel like we completely glossed over RSOs.
up. Oh shit.
RSOs are another amazing option for people who don't
Do
want
you
to
know
smoke
what
weed.
RSO stands for?
Rick Simpson oil.
Do you know who Rick Simpson
He
is?
created Rick Simpson oil.
No, he is the lost Simpson brother of the Simpsons. He has nothing to do with the oil itself.
Oh man.
The guy just liked the Simpsons. That's all. Hey, thanks for being a part in my TED Talk.
Man.
Hold on, I gotta send this to as many people as I can.
Another way, if you have roommates, and you're smoking, use a filter tip. Like I have a filter tip somewhere around here.
Bring your own bong.
Yeah, bring your own bong, roll your own joint.
BYOB.
That too. So if
That
I
hand
rolled,
trick that you did was cool too.
yeah, Andres told me that. So
Andres.
Andres.
So close.
Andres.
All right, hold on, DJ.
Which, by the way, he has told me that reason why he hasn't been around as much is because of COVID. He is not vaccinated.
He's not vaccinated.
So that is his
I
choice.
appreciate him staying away.
Yeah, so.
in the nicest way possible.
But he's still down to help us out with green screen
DJ?
and showing us how to use it and whatnot. But
do you remember like 2 months ago I was like, I think it's coming back. I think we're gonna be quarantined again. I think it's gonna be bad. And you were like, nah. I think we're
Did
gonna
I
be
say no?
Yep.
Second wave. The
Yep.
U.S. never hit the second wave.
DJ,
this is the second wave.
On our podcast, you can go back and find it. You were like, no, I think we're gonna be fine. And
it's just too many no's. I don't believe you now.
This
I would never repeat something.
This is
over
your response.
and
This is
over
your
and
response.
over.
This is your response. No. Nope. And then you said we're gonna be fine. And you said, damn the U.S. government, damn Biden, damn them to hell.
I don't really care for politics. I don't care for either side on that aspect. Mainly because it's just another way for them to confuse us and
I'm a libertarian.
basically just
Yeah.
define us, But
Why pay attention to politicians who don't represent us? They represent the 1%.
the rich whites.
Anyways.
It's like literally the only people. And like this, I know like the whole like eating the rich thing is a joke. However, when society ultimately collapses,
You say this
and
all the time, and I love you.
when society ultimately collapses and everything goes to shit and then we're living Mad Max style, I just want to say the rich are gonna get eaten
They're gonna have guns.
straight up. Okay,
They're
do
gonna be
you
fine.
think
They're gonna jump
what?
on a plane.
Who are those guns gonna keep protecting them when they can't pay them any longer?
They're gonna jump on
No.
a plane. They're gonna hear about
There's
it.
gonna be millions of angry Gen Zers who said we're gonna eat the rich, and they weren't kidding. Like they're gonna be there
Hey.
straight up, like eating the rich.
They also said they were going to storm Area 51,
I think.
and then that blew up.
I think.
But
that-
I'm down to eat the rich because I feel like
think that-
they have such a balanced diet.
I think that in
They can afford organics.
in any natural.
If you were gonna
disaster-
eat a person, why wouldn't you eat a rich person?
A rich
They would
white
probably taste
person.
the best.
We promote
For legal
cannibalism
reasons,
here.
this is a joke, guys.
I think that in any real disaster or emergency, we're gonna be fucked and scrambling while the rich are gonna be in a helicopter or two on their way to the next fucking plane, while we are going to be hotboxing this room and dying. Okay.
Not if
Or-
enough Gen Zers, guys, are
Not if
aware
enough Gen
of the end
Zers
of the world.
What's a Gen Z gonna do, huh? Tell me, what is a Gen Z gonna do? Like, get together with other Gen Zers and fucking cry about it? Maybe. And then get
Why are
high?
you being so mean to me?
I'm being realistic. We're not gonna eat the rich.
I think you underestimate just how powerful Gen Z is. Just the past couple of things they've done politically, just over the internet.
I love
They
you.
crashed a Trump rally. Like for real, there was I think less than 2,000 people that showed up, and he thought there was gonna be millions. He wasted so much
Is it
money.
Oklahoma?
Yeah, or something like that.
Listen,
The fact that if so many Gen Z and young people hadn't showed up to vote, Trump would have gotten reelected.
You're probably right.
That part I would agree on. Have you voted?
I
Did
did.
you vote? Okay.
I didn't vote.
My ballot.
Have you ever voted?
My ballot got bounced.
Votes don't count.
That's our generation for you. That's
Votes,
me too.
Votes don't count. Did you know that?
That's see, and that's the millennial mindset. Why do
No,
you
no,
get
no,
so
no.
mad that Gen Z cares so much?
Because Gen Z.
I'm not. I don't care.
I'm
I
not
don't care.
cared. I don't care that Gen Z's popped up. I can't agree
Wait a
with
minute.
you.
No.
You just got
You-
upset about it.
you-
Because
were-
the thing is, I'm not going to lay back here and just let you say all these crazy, awesome things without anyone saying, no, you're possibly wrong.
Pokemon was terrible.
I have to object, and I have to match your energy. And I love you. But I have to object.
So we have a disagreement here, and I like that.
Here's
I
the
like
thing.
that a lot.
Here's the
why are millennials better than Gen Zers? I don't
No
feel like
one
that's
is-
something we have to compare better. But
No one is better.
what's your beef with Gen Z?
Gen Z, I feel.
What
hold
comes
on.
to your mind?
I feel like Gen Z has this altered perception on how they can change the world. Sorry, I just sent that to 1 million people. On how they can change the world and how easy it is. And it is easy. It is. But not as easy as you think it is. It's not as easy as, like, making an Instagram post or making it a black photo or texting it to a Trump rally and making think the crowd's coming. It's harder than that. And, like, people have to die. And, like, fucking, when you vote, your vote goes onto a whiteboard in a room just like this. And it goes on a whiteboard. And then rich people that have money and power, they come in
The Electoral College.
and they look at your vote and they say, I don't give a fuck. This is how I feel. And then they vote however the fuck they want to vote.
Yeah.
And they don't give a shit about you. They get to look and judge, but that's as much as the direction they are told to vote. And they are rich and they have money in the pockets of people that matter, and it sucks. That's voting, though. No generation is better than the other one.
So you mentioned that we have to die. People
I'm
have
sorry.
to die.
I'm sorry that
That was intense.
that you are upset that Gen Z is not as hopeless as you.
Cynical.
Very cynical.
Yeah.
I would
And
say a lot of millennials are very
get-
cynical.
You are getting so angry.
Angry.
You are. You're getting so upset at the fact that Gen Zs refuse to be that way. We know it's not easy.
What way?
How
What
do
way
you,
though?
do you remember like when like the and a lot of them are still going on, the Black Lives Matter protests were going on. There's a lot of young people out there getting shot at, and they were still there. They set up that whole thing in Seattle where it was policeless for a long time. Gen Zs are not afraid of dying. They're not afraid of it not being easy. We're just sick and tired, and I think there's so much anger that it's not being directed. And Gen Z needs their energy to be directed in the right way. And then, like, I think amazing things could happen. They're just too young right now.
So I personally agree that Gen Zs do have a strong power about them. I don't really know how to explain it. The way you guys explain it in very long terms, I'm just trying to figure out what is the difference. Like, what is it in a short term? Like,
I think that...
what is, you mentioned that people have to die for things to happen, or you're saying something like that, like people are going to die for things to happen, but you're also saying that people are dying too. So
Like people have been, like they're already
exactly.
like.
I don't know why I said that. I'm really high right now, and I was just trying to like make points. And I thought that if I said that people had to die,
You thought if you spoke loud enough, I wouldn't have a comeback?
Yeah, exactly. Because that's what millennials do. They try to
I
speak
think-
loud enough, and then you're like, oh,
Not
wait,
to
I didn't
make
mean
this
to
a
say
gender
that.
thing. I think that was a man thing.
Maybe, probably. I wouldn't doubt it. Maybe. But here's the thing. I think that millennials are like over it. They're just over it, man. I mean, I don't know how you feel, but I'm ready to work for the podcasts. But like politically, government-wise, making a change through that sector, I'm over it. I don't think it's possible. I don't
it's
think
more
it is.
of that. Your will has been broken more as a millennial.
I don't have the time or the power.
Gen
to do
Zs,
that.
But
Gen Zs haven't gotten there yet.
They haven't got there. / they haven't really. They didn't see what we've grew up. We grew up different. We saw some different things, but the thing is that I think that Gen Zs are doing more. But the downside is that they're doing too much.
Mm-hmm.
I think that cancel culture
It's
is a little
toxic.
nuts. Going
It's
back
terrible.
10 years and
It's the
someone
worst,
something
man.
thing, but
And another thing, it's like real change like takes time, like a long time. Like, and yes, I'm not discrediting the Black Lives Matter movement. That was amazing, but like real change takes fucking generations, man. Generation, and you're not gonna see it in a month. You're not gonna see it in a year. You're gonna see it in years.
Why
and
not?
years. Because that's not how the world works. The world does not work like that. Even if
they've been proving though that it can.
But here's the thing.
Because they've gotten stuff canceled, but it's like also they've canceled too much. So I think there's a double entendre. I don't think
Yeah.
that's the right way to
And
say
that,
that.
and that's what I'm saying. Like, because they've seen their efforts are making change, there's so much energy. They're like, we need to change this. We are not accepting this anymore. They don't have a direction. They're so young and they're so rallied. They need to rally behind the correct things.
Laws are directed by social change. And then maybe I'm going too intense. Maybe I'm going off topic. But let me give you an example. You can legalize and let brown people into a bar, but that doesn't mean they're going to want that to happen. And even though they can go into the bar, that is only going to make things worse for them. It's going to make this. There's going to be riots. There's going to be wars. just because you said it's okay doesn't mean it's actually okay, and that's the fucked up part. It takes time to accept it. It takes years, and it takes generations to die. It takes time for them to just be like, all right, I'm old enough, I've lived, I'm racist, I'm bye, goodbye. My kids are not racist as much as I am. Maybe they are.
And that's a good thing that I see, is that you're not seeing as
time.
much of that younger influence in that, because people can use the internet now, can go look up those historical facts. They're like, no, that's not real, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Emmett Till wasn't hung upside down, and all that.
I think the only reason Gen Z is as influential as they are is because of the internet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I think that's the downfall, and I think that's where they think that they're super powerful, like in the aspect is that they feel like they can do everything from behind the computer, though. I think that can have a downside, and that being on the internet and social media platforms too much can definitely have a toll on the mind. And I think that's why, if they're willing to risk their lives like that, that's why the generation's very depressed. If they're willing to go just...
We are.
Because I'm not willing,
Gen Z is so depressed because I think the reason they're so hinged on making change now is because if we don't, that we literally won't have a chance in 20 years. Because in 20 years, the world's not going to look the same.
Their kids.
The lakes aren't going to exist. The oceans are going to be like, we won't be able to go in them because they'll be so toxic because of the trash.
Yeah.
Like, we have to make change now, and it's scary. Because if we don't, then what's the point of living? Because there won't be anything to live for.
Yeah.
That is the entire Gen Z mindset. That is what every single one, like, person in my age group thinks about every single day, is the end of the world. Because it's coming, and it's coming very fast.
You know what's crazy? I had a really old client, some person come in to buy weed. He was like 98 something, almost 99 years old. That means that he was 27, my age, in 1948. Isn't that crazy? Imagine being our age in 1948, dude. And we feel old, but imagine feeling that old in 1940 and then living till 2021. Like, I'm selling.
Do we feel old or do we feel exhausted?
I don't know, dude. But I'm selling this dude weed, and I'm like, when he was my age, I couldn't even vote. You know what I mean? And like now, I'm selling him this illegal ass drug.
He never would have bought weed from you at your age.
What is going through his mind right now? You know what I mean? Like, that's just ridiculous. He's seen so much. He's seen so much change. And like to think he went from seeing someone not be able to drink out of a water fountain to not being able to vote, to being able to work, and then to being able to sell you weed. You know what I mean? Like, that's ridiculous. To go from that to that in the same fucking lifetime. I'm sorry, that blew my mind when I sat down and thought about that. We're never gonna see that. We're never gonna experience that shit. That's
reached it maxed, and then it's kind of gone down because we're definitely a very unhealthy.
Oh yeah, we're not
society. So we're not going to live as long as those other generations at all. The ones that had to live off of the minimum and actually help them, But, yeah, man, that's nuts.
Isn't that crazy?
That's very crazy.
Also, it's just the fact that, like, our food, like, it's almost like we have no choice. Like, if you can't afford nice food, like, you're going to have so many health problems, like, because you were forced to eat that food. Oops.
So smoking of weed for a fucking diesel train. Alright. Anyways, guys, fucking... Any viewers? Still 0?
Yeah. They tapped in and was like, damn, touchy subjects. But it's good to talk about, though. It's good to talk about these things because then it helps you get things off your chest as well. Like, stuff you might question about the other generation, like, as a Gen Zer, because what year were you born?
I was born September 26th of 1999.
Wow.
So I am smack dab in that weird gray zone. Like, I grew up with I'm a Libra.
That's right.
Like, I grew up with very much like kind of like the millennial mindset. Like, I saw it a VSR and like a VH, whatever they were called.
VHS.
Thank you. VHS.
I
had those growing up, and I had the 64, the GameCube, and I played outside a lot. And then right when I hit like 10 to 11, like, that's when like the technological boom happened. Like, we had iPads and smartphones and like all these crazy things.
I phased out on the year. What year was it?
1999.
99. Okay.
We should do like a quiz to see like if like she can like remember things that like we can remember.
I feel like she probably do a good job.
I mean, there's a couple things she didn't know what VHS was for like 2 seconds.
Because I'm highish. How many bowls have we smoked?
There's a couple. I'm sure there's a couple.
I couldn't remember the order of some letters.
I'm sure there's a couple things that you are a little spotty on. That me and him are like, oh yeah, that was our life back then. That was the shit. You know what I mean? Am I wrong?
No.
I mean, I was also raised Mormon, so there's a lot of things that I wasn't allowed to watch and see.
That's true.
The cartoons that I grew up on were like the old like Nephi cartoons, and then like Cartoon Network.
Her cartoons were
Ants Life, Bugs Life.
No, her cartoons were hella religious. Like they were like.
Did you watch VeggieTales? Is that a Mormon?
No, I did. VeggieTales is a Christian thing.
Okay.
I watched Mormon
Like,
cartoons.
What?
Like
What
the
is
animated
Mormon?
stories of the
Can we
Book of
talk
Mormon.
Can we talk about that for a second? I know
We can absolutely talk about that.
And I'm not going to be offensive at all because I love you.
The first that was like,
So here's the
you have to
thing.
fucking die to get what you...
So here's the thing, Abby.
Yes.
I want you to explain to him how Mormonism was created.
How Mormonism was created.
The religion.
Okay.
Was it like that South Park episode?
I've never seen the South Park
Probably
episode.
exactly like the
The
South Park
one
episode.
where it's like, what's the guy's name?
No. You tell her. Hold on. You explain to me what you heard from the South Park episode.
Because I've never seen the South Park episode.
South Park is pretty spot on. They're very funny and very
They found some
satirical.
plates
There you go.
in the desert or something, or in somewhere buried plates.
Yes.
And he was like, I can read these with this seer stone that I have. And then he was like, you're going to transcribe all of this for me. I'm going to tell you what it says, but you can't look at it. And then, so to prove him wrong, they made him do it again or something. And he's like, well, I have to find new ones. And he read a whole nother one. Something like that. I don't know if that makes any sense at all. But this dry mouth. It's dry mouth.
Anyways.
Fuego.
South Park is very satirical.
I'm going to be straight up.
They're
So
very on point with
I
their
watched-
religious callbacks and historical facts. They try to be as like non-satirical with that because they don't want to tarnish a religion.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you that South Park wouldn't bash on
No,
any religion as
They
hard as
bash.
they fucking could.
They bash, but when they tell the historical facts of how a religion was created, like Scientology, Mormonism, Christianity, Buddhism, they try to be as like legit as possible. Yes, they bash. There's satire. That's all they do. But when they like call back historical facts, I've noticed that they're very on point with what they're trying to tell, and they'll even put in captions. This is real. This is real, legit. This is historical. Remember? You probably saw that.
This is Kushman. You guys should.
Okay, now you take it off. Take from what he, because I'm interested in this religion as well.
So every kid like watches like the Joseph Smith movie.
Joseph Smith, that was his name.
So Joseph Smith,
Joseph Smith.
basically, it's been so long, but from what I remember, he had to choose between two religions, and this is what we're taught. So he had to choose between two religions, and he was really confused. He didn't know which one he should pick. So he read through the whole Bible, and you know, in the Bible it says, you know, if you have answers, ask, right? So he got on his knees and he prayed. It was something like he went out to the woods and he prayed, and then God and Jesus appeared before him and said, "You are going to create a new church. It's going to be the Church of Latter-day Saints." The Church of Latter-day Saints of Jesus Christ. I'm so high, but LDS.
Just get to the point where where he left off. Because
Get to the
I'm
point.
sorry, I didn't mean to say
You
it like that. He found plates. He found the plates.
Do you want me to tell? Because you asked me, how was the religion created?
Jesus came to him and then showed him where the plates were. Told him where the plates were.
No.
No.
They said, you're going to create your own religion. And then Joseph Smith went home and went to bed. And then he woke up and the angel Moroni appeared and told him where the plates were.
Okay.
And then he went to the plates, did the whole thing, transcribed them. The plates ascended back up to heaven. Once the transcription was done, he made a bunch of publications of those books, and people came flocking. Like they really did. The religion boomed.
We were talking about this last night.
Mormonism is bigger than
Right
Judaism
place, right
right now.
time. Oh, interesting.
I think it's crazy. I think it's awesome. And I think that the religion itself is awesome. You know what I mean?
I feel like we need to do a reaction video of her watching that episode and seeing
Watching
if
the
it's-
old cartoons and just being,
or
oh no, the South Park
yeah,
episode.
see what your reaction is on if it's correct or not.
I'm down.
Because it's pretty far out. But any religion is far out. Like, if you're gonna tell me that Jesus died and then turned water into wine, that's far out, dude. That is like redonk. I don't believe any of that. I mean, Jesus probably did some cool things with like the sleight of hand and stuff, because if you're like a little bit smarter than the people back in the day, you probably can do some cool things, like straight up like.
I just think Jesus was a hippie and people were stoned. I think he preached too much about love and acceptance, and I don't know, maybe he said gay rights and they said that's it. And they fucking crucified him.
I think he was just a fucking like what is it, like a.
Actually, the Romans were really gay, so.
I think he was just like a con man. Like, he came in, he was smarter than everyone. He was like, "That's water. Oh no, it's wine. I got you. It's
David Blaine looks into the camera.
I have no money for bread. Just kidding. I have bread right here. You know what I mean? It's like he could have had the bread the whole time. Anyway, I don't know. Whatever. But like he just blew their minds. And like he's like, this guy had leprosy. Just kidding, he doesn't have leprosy anymore. And like, I cleared him. He's not my friend Mark. I don't know him at all. You know what I mean? But like, I'm just saying, every religion is a little wacky and like really wacky. And especially if you really think about Christianity and like God, Jesus, that's very wacky. And like, I don't know.
The religion I respect the most is Buddhism. I think that if I was to try, which I have, I'm just bad at reading. I can read, I just don't. But I haven't been smoking as much recently. I got a couple new books, so I need to read them.
Yeah.
But, smoke too much.
Yeah. Anyways, if you're just jumping on right now, we're talking about religion.
I looked up the animated Book of Mormon. There we go. Animated. Yeah. Oh my God, it's all here. But now I'm like looking at these books. Like, I had all of these. I read all of these.
And it's just, I don't know. Me and Abby were talking about it, and I was like, do you like
that?
Yes.
I grew up with those.
And I was talking to Abby, and I was like, don't you think it's a little fishy that, like, the story itself is a little fishy? That, like, you know, it's like, I got the message, but no one else can read the message you sent me. You know what I mean? And that's fine. I mean, like, if you think about like I just said, if you think about the story of Jesus, that story is fucking crazier than his story. You know what I mean? Truly, it is. And it's just like religion in itself is like a crazy blind faith that people put themselves on. And it's good, man. It's good to have faith.
Sometimes it's a blind faith, but the other times it's more of like the question of, when I die, what happens? Like, I don't want to miss out. It's FOMO. Exactly. That's all it is. That's what religion is. It's FOMO. It's to help with FOMO.
And that's the thing, man. And that's how religion is introduced in the very beginning, very, very, very beginning for anyone. If you don't do this, you're going to hell. You know what I mean? If this isn't right, you're going to hell. It's never like, if you don't do this, well, I guess it's okay.
That's the one thing I did appreciate growing up, like, in the Mormon church, is like it was never like, you're gonna be damned to hell. Like, we were really told, like growing up, like, you gotta do a lot for eternal damnation. Like, you gotta be like the lowest of low, like Hitler level evil to go to hell. But like, in the Mormon religion, there are 3 kingdoms.
But then what are all these stories of people getting kicked out and abandoned and stuff? Like, not even just you. I know people.
That's the people.
That's what I also heard. Isn't there only so many amount of people allowed into this heaven or something, like only?
So the celestial kingdom is just really hard to get into. Like you
VIP.
Exactly.
VIP.
You gotta be Irish.
Mother Teresa.
And you know what? And
Mother Teresa.
You guys should actually look up some dirt on Mother Teresa. She was not a saint.
Well, I mean, like, the thing is, it's all about your mindset.
Cancel Mother Teresa.
But anyway,
I hate to derail, but continue. You continue. I'm sorry.
No, let's derail.
No. Fuck. Okay. I mean, no, I don't want to. You
know you wanted to derail.
No, I don't want.
But
to.
isn't so? There's only so many. Is there? So in the other kingdoms.
So God and Jesus will only reside in the celestial kingdom.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, and another thing too is, like, they kind of, like, there's this very, like, big focus on family. So all families are sealed. When you are married together, like, there is no till death do you part. That's not part of your vows, because your souls are sealed eternally. So when you die together, hopefully both of you strive to live the best life, and both of you can reside in the celestial kingdom. But if someone in your family strays from the church, it's very worrying to you. Because if you make it to a different kingdom than they do, you'll never see each other again for all of eternity.
But see, that's scary. Mm-hmm. That's like worse than hell. That's like, I mean,
It's FOMO.
it's FOMO. It's
fear of missing out.
Earth
I
will
could be
be.
hanging with my family, but I'm
Earth
out here.
will
I'm out here
become, like-
tricking. You know.
So there's like hell, and then Earth will become like the lowest kingdom, and
Yeah.
it's
It
essentially like
Joseph.
Joseph Smith claimed, he's like, because he said he saw a vision of all three kingdoms. He's like, people would kill to even just remain on the lowest kingdom. He's like it's gonna be paradise on Earth. He's like,
gonna be
heaven,
dope, guys.
heaven's not gonna be
gonna
bad
be
at
dope.
all. Heaven is gonna be paradise no matter what. What you're striving for is so that you can remain with your family for all of eternity together.
That's why there's so many family members. How many brothers and sisters do you have?
I have 3 siblings.
Okay, so
my
not-
mom has 5 siblings, and my dad has 9 siblings.
And they're both Mormon.
Yes. And my
9
stepdad was raised
siblings.
Mormon.
Okay.
Hey DJ,
What?
you ever been to a concert before? You ever been to like a live show? You ever been to like a rave or a fucking huge venue with like a lot of people?
I'm scared of ravers.
You never been to like a big venue?
I don't think I would ever have a good time in a rave.
You never been to like a venue with a crowd?
I've been to a
but
venue with a
but
crowd.
like a big crowd, like people are jamming,
Rockfest.
and you can feel their vibe. You can like from a distance, you can
Yeah,
feel,
there's a lot of swastika
you
tattoos
can
at
feel,
that
you can
festival.
feel the heat from their bodies from a distance outside. Do you remember that feeling?
I do now.
Okay,
It's fucking
cool.
gross.
I'm just making sure you remember that feeling because that's a thing that you can't describe to someone who has never been to a rave. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because this is part of the derailment of what I was talking about earlier. So
Choo-choo.
there's a lot of power behind group mentality that people don't really understand. There's so much power behind a group fucking force. Not even just wanting to be there, but physically being there and expressing your aura. There's so much power in that people do not understand, and maybe will never understand. Being at a huge fucking concert where everyone is feeling that same vibe, and the heat, you can feel the body heat from a distance outside, because there's so many people packed tight. It doesn't matter that there's no walls or ceiling. You can feel the heat from their bodies. Anyway, okay. Anyways,
I need to let you know that I have an
Gross.
attention span of 15 seconds, so I heard the wah, wah, wah coming out of your mouth.
it's
that
all
was
good.
it.
This all has to do with the fact that really recently Kanye had a concert at the Mercedes-Benz thing.
Yeah.
There's videos of it all over the internet, and people are saying that it was pretty much just a huge, like, demon summoning for the occult. And that's the thing, man. He was able to gather like millions of people, hundreds of thousands of people, and collect their vibe and their fucking aura without them even knowing. And he fucking like, there's videos. It's creepy, dude. It's creepy. It's fucking creepy.
Sounds creepy.
There's like a TikTok of people saying like everyone who was there needs to go and like cleanse
Kanye
themselves.
was doing their Kanye thing, but like it was fucking creepy. And like
People were saying they had like nightmares
And
of
the
like
thing
demons
is-
like floating above
the
them.
thing
like,
is that
afterwards or some shit.
Kanye always has weird concerts. If you've ever seen any concert, it's fucking weird. It's off-putting. It's like a model runway fucked fucking like German like Dutch taxi cab driving like a fucking little piano with like a mask on. You know what I mean? Like that's a Kanye West concert. You know what I'm saying? And like I don't know. I thought it was interesting. I thought it was interesting that the fact that like fucking like I don't know, bro. There's a lot of power in collective community, and working at a dispensary. Do you ever notice that like it'll get fucking crowded as fuck out of nowhere, and then it'll just empty out?
Yep.
I notice that a lot, and I think that that's because of hive mentality. I think someone's at home thinking, "I want some pot," and someone in another home is thinking the same thing. "I want some pot." And someone fucking across the street, across the city is thinking the same thing. "I need some weed right now." And everyone just thinks at the same time, collectively, has no idea other than the fact that they want some pot. So they go to get some pot, and then it bunches up. And I don't know, maybe that's another derailment of like collective group thought, which is more powerful than you'll ever know. What makes 25 to 30 to 50 people show up at a dispensary at the exact same time?
Schedules.
No, dude.
I think it's
talk about
it's similar
rush
to
hour?
what you said. I think it's similar to what you said in
People
a
just
sort of
hang
hive
at home.
mentality, but
It
I
happens
think it's
randomly.
more along
Very
the
sporadic.
lines of they see a car and like that person's getting pot. I want pot. And then another person comes. A lot of people are getting pot. I kind of want pot.
Yes.
And then when a lot of cars are there, they're like,
But what
shit,
about-
something cool must be going down. There must be some good pot in there.
But this has happened to you.
Write the times down next time.
This has happened to you.
Start
I will.
graphing.
This has happened to you, though. It's 1 p.m., it's 5 p.m., it's 7 p.m., it's 8 a.m. Doesn't matter what time it is.
I want some weed.
You want some food. So you pull up to the drive-thru, and then you look behind you, and that line is now wrapping around the block. That has happened to you for sure at least once in your life. That's hive mentality. You think
Probably lunchtime.
No, it doesn't matter what time it was, DJ. Like I said before, it could have been 7 a.m. It could have been 10 p.m. It could have been 1. It doesn't matter. You were hanging out of your home and you thought, I want some chicken nuggets. And then you got up and you got some chicken nuggets. And then you look behind you and it's fucking flowing. Traffic is flowing. I
think it's just coincidence.
Have you ever been in a car crash?
But this is the thing.
Hey, have you ever been in a car
I already
crash?
said no one could understand. Some people will never understand. Yes, I've been in many car crashes.
I was just asking.
Okay.
You ever seen Ferngully?
Yes,
I have.
You have? I haven't.
You've never seen Ferngully?
No.
It has Robin Williams in it.
What now, DJ? It has Robin Williams in it. Have you ever seen it? Robin Williams is a good actor. Have you ever?
He plays a fruit bat.
This guy will fucking say this shit to me every day. Ever seen Ferngully? Like 3 times.
Well, what pissed me off was when the other dude came and was like, yeah, but have you seen Ferngully 2? And I'm like, no.
There's a Ferngully
What?
2?
Exactly.
They made
I
a
was like,
sequel?
what?
Does the guy get
No.
shrunk again? Is it a different person?
I don't know.
That's how he gets you. He's like,
That's-
I know what you're doing. Let me up the stakes. You don't.
But I
know.
looked it up and it was real. There is a Ferngully 2. And I'm like, okay, like,
Okay.
he fucking outdid me. Like, shit.
Okay, you can't. Okay, all right. I know we just.
Is it this weird like dominance thing you have when you're like, have you seen Ferngully?
Such a
one of,
dom.
Exactly.
one of the greatest cinematic
my-
masterpieces of our time.
Such a dom. Anyways, hive mentality. That's
No.
a thing. You guys cannot tell me that is not a fucking
I think
thing.
that it is a thing,
Hive
but
mentality
it's only
has to be a
in
thing.
video games.
Hive mentality has to be a thing
just
when
kidding.
one single entity controls all of our minds.
Yes. Thank you. When one single entity has a little bit
Continuously.
control, has the tiniest bit of us in them, the universe. When we are controlled by, when we are all one thing somehow, that's how hive mentality is created. And I'm just saying, I know it sounds ridiculous, but like when you're at a dispensary and people start popping up, you know it's random, but there's surges and then there's no one.
I want you to graph it
say-
out.
you can't
I
say
feel
it's
like it
everyone's
happens
lunchtime.
at a usual. It could be.
No.
There's different times
I
that
get my rushes at
stoners.
the same times every day.
But like the people are just kicking it. You talk to them.
I feel like there probably is some random ones. You know
But let me
that
be
does
real.
occur, but I feel
Let
like
me
it's
ask
not
her.
like a
Let me
continuous.
ask her, and then this will be the end of my discussion. Okay? And I won't bring this up ever again. You deal with the customers the same way that I deal with the customers. Are any of them saying, "I gotta go. I'm on my lunch. I gotta
Yeah.
go." Really?
Yes, Andrew.
Really?
Yes, they do.
No one ever says that to me. Everyone's just passing by. Everyone's just like, "What's up? I want some weed." They're never like, "Ooh, hurry up."
But
I
I'm
want
the
some
rare
to go."
one that comes in
I
and
know
then
that-
makes
I
it
know
look
you-
like
I
a
know you're
rush.
just saying that. know
I would
that.
say I'm the one that comes in and makes it look like a rush because I don't have a job, so I just show up whenever the fuck I am. Like, I want weed. I am that fucking person. You explain me to a T, but it is randomly throughout the day. I'm like, I want some weed. Either I have some and I smoke it, or I'm like, I want to go get some. And I usually show up and it's not really too super busy because I show up randomly. But I do show up sometimes and it is packed as fuck. And I'm like, what time is it? Fucking 5 o'clock.
I guess I'm trying
4
to say
o'clock.
is that we're all one, and we're all more connected spiritually
That is true.
than you will ever understand. And through group vibration, man, it's ridiculous. It's a weird
That's weird that I
thing.
agree with you on that, but not the hive mentality. That just seems kind of seems possible, but and I would say what you're saying is just a lunch
Bees
rush.
have hive mentality.
Yeah.
Like hive mentality is literally like thousands and thousands of individuals doing and saying the exact same thing like bees do. Because one thing is controlling their brains. Like this, it's almost like this one thing has 1,000 tools. That's hive mentality. Humans don't have hive mentality.
I think they do to a certain extent. I think they do. I think that like when there's random lunch rushes, it shows that everyone wanted. And you know what? Next time there's a big rush, I'm gonna ask every single motherfucking person, "What are you?
Have you
doing
seen
today?"
Ferngully?
Son of a bitch. Yes. Have you seen Ferngully too?
No, I feel like that's That would be if it wasn't COVID again. I wanted to start interviewing people
That would have been fun.
and just go to random people like, hey, you seen Ferngully?
Have you seen Ferngully?
What?
Damn.
What?
I guess technically we could still do that. We're in Oregon. They don't care. They're not
Put
gonna
it on a big old stick.
Put a little.
Just if you have a mask on,
Put a little
go
face
around
mask
like
over
Lithia
it.
Park.
Put a little face mask over it. I don't know. All right. This was a heated debate. Both of us.
It was.
It was heated.
It was. And I was able to stay out of most of it. Oh, man. I think... So are your parents religious,
No.
Andrew?
Yeah, they were.
More
Yeah.
religious than her parents?
No, not even slightly.
No.
No. At a certain point, I swear to God, my mom was like, "I want you to go to church with us,"
Swear to God.
and then she was like, "I was like,
Nothing?
yeah, I saw the irony in that." Okay, she was like, I was young, I was like 15, 14. She was like, "I want you to go to church with us," and I was like,
No.
"I don't believe in God, Mom." Like straight up, I was just mad.
Fucking-
You know how it is when you're a kid and you're like very aggressive and like, I don't want to wake up at 7 or 8 in the morning and go to fucking church. I don't believe in God, Mom. And I remember that broke her heart, bro. She was like, "You don't believe in God. That hurts."
What have I done?
And then my dad was like, "You don't believe in God. That's so hurtful to the family." And
Get
I was-
out.
but
Go
it
to
was-
California.
But no, straight up, that it was. I was like young and like they hurt for a good like week.
Oh my
They
God.
were like,
What caused you to be... Was it just because you didn't want to go to church? Is that why
I
you're
just
not
didn't want to go
religious
to
this
church,
day?
man. I just
No kid. Like they literally wake you up at like 7 in the fucking morning or whatever, so you can get your hair brushed and you can put on a dress and you can
Fuck
eat that
that.
early and then
Now-
you can go
Fuck that
sit.
noise.
For me, so you can go sit for 3 hours
That's
on
different.
one of your 2 days
That's
off.
3 hours for Mormons. It was one for non-Mormons. Also, I don't go to church now because of shootings, man. So many shootings are happening at churches. It's ridiculous. And the fact that people still group themselves up in a tiny room with 1 or 2 exit doors, it just blows my mind. That there's that. You know what I mean? It's like,
And that's a millennial mindset.
I don't like-
You're terrified of so many things that
I
have
don't
happened during our generation.
I don't
School
like-
shootings.
I don't want to die. I don't want to be like, "Oh, I love God."
Do you
Oh,
walk
You
into
know-
a building?
And you know what's funny, or not funny, but an interesting observation is you don't go to church because of paranoia. I don't like going to church because I fundamentally believe that organized religion is wrong and a scam.
I don't want to die.
That's a good point.
We don't do anything because you want to.
You don't want to die?
Because you don't want to die.
I don't want to get blown my head off. You know what I mean? I don't want my head get blown off like that. I don't want to be like, la-di-da, having a good time. Dead! You know what I mean? Because, like, you're in a bad place. Am I wrong?
No.
Shit.
Like when I walk into a building like that, like a theater, that's one of my first thoughts.
It's scary, dude.
Yeah.
That's millennial mindset right there, dude. Like, I don't want to die like that. I want to die the right way. Like, heart attack on the toilet or something. You know what I mean? Yeah. Peaceful.
You say a heart attack on the toilet?
Yes.
You want to go Elvis?
I want to do a full Elvis.
Full Elvis. That's exactly what it's called. I'm
Yeah.
going full Elvis.
You know that? You died on the toilet.
I do know that. Yes.
In a heart attack. What a way to go. I mean,
Why is that a way to go?
That's so
You're gonna
shitty.
slump over.
Here's the thing.
That shitty.
Here's the thing. I don't want to like make this a topic.
That shitty?
But like, here's the thing. You either die with a heart attack on the toilet, or you go out like Jimi Hendrix, or you go out like fucking Buddy Holly, or you go out like fucking like the Doors. What is that guy's name? You know what I
The
mean?
Doors.
What's this guy's name?
3 Doors Down.
No, the Doors. The singer of the Doors.
I don't get
Jeffrey Dahmer. No, I'm just kidding.
it. By the way, you had told me last week that Jimi Hendrix
Did that
supposedly
thing.
did
Yeah.
the thing with acid.
Did he not do the thing?
I asked my dad,
Yeah.
like, does this sound like something Jimmy would have done? He was like, no, Jimmy
No?
wouldn't have done that.
Did you
But do
Goog-
I believe my dad?
Did you
Because
Google
he's.
it? Yeah, it takes one Google search. mean,
I
like,
didn't. I just. I basically, because he's never gonna use that. He's
Jimi-
never gonna open. He doesn't even know how to open links that I
Jimi
send him, so
Hendrix-
that's sad. But I
Jimi
love him
Hendrix
so
put
much.
acid in his bandana when he played the guitar.
Was it like during
Woodstock.
Woodstock? Because that's when he also did the American
And you burnt the guitar
on
up,
the
set it on fire. Anyways,
I
that's
don't know if he did that at
that's
Woodstock.
kind of how it goes, though, man. You either die with a heart attack on the toilet, or you die, you go out.
Is that like an analogy?
You go out like a fucking rock star. You know what I mean? With a bunch of cocaine in your nostrils and like a guitar in your hand, or you die on the toilet of a heart attack. It's just one or the other. You know what I mean?
So this is the first thing that opened, and it's just one of the websites where people ask questions and then people answer, right? So the question was, did he do that? There has never been any proof of this. First of all, LSD does not get absorbed through the skin.
Right. But
Does
if it
it
was
not?
sweating into his eyes, as he said, but it's like, how much did he put on his forehead for that to happen? I questioned it a little bit, but it sounded like something someone would do.
Is it an urban legend? Maybe.
It is an urban legend.
Maybe it is. Am I known for spreading urban legends? I am. I am known for that. So
I mean, gossip.
I can hear you sucking on your mint. Why is the music off, bro? It's just dead ass.
It's over. It's over the time.
All right. Do you want to cut it and make some videos?
Yeah, we can cut it. I want to get her reacting to watching this damn South Park.
Okay.
That's gonna be so fucking funny. No,
And you
man.
can play it. You can play it on here too.
Yeah, with her headphones.
And then let her see it.
So, all right, everybody, go ahead and go follow us at Residues on Instagram.
Residudes on Instagram.
We had fun today. Debates, got some good debates in. I usually don't talk about a lot of stuff, but I talk about it with you.
I know Abby's gonna be pissed at me later.
We learned that Andrew hates Gen Zers.
I don't hate Gen Zers. I don't hate Gen Zers. I just to clear all to.
You do like dominating in conversation.
Ooh.
Oh shit! Shots
I am-
fired.
I
I need
am
a gunshot on here.
I
Boop,
am a
boop, boop,
total
boop, boop.
dom sometimes, and I'm sorry. Sorry. Let's watch this video. Are you gonna play it or not gonna play it? Or?
We're gonna go ahead and jump off.